everybody. I'm Akansha Vajpayee. Welcome to LegalStix. In today's interview, we have a leading expert in the field of corporate law. Our guest is a highly respected professor with extensive experience of around 20 years in teaching, researching, and also authored numerous publications on corporate law. He was engaged as a senior consultant in the Department of Justice, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India, where he dealt with actual research projects. He has also taught research methodology to PhD scholars at UPES, School of Law, Dehradun, and also Belgodias University. Throughout the interview, we will be discussing a range of topics related to corporate law, including its scope, corporate governance, current trends, legal issues, and with academic and career perspectives for a corporate law student. So, without further ado, let's dive into the world of corporate law with our esteemed guest, Professor Dr. P.P. Mitra. Welcome.
Hello, hello, Akansha.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Akansha?
So, it's really great and honor to have you on
Yes,
our platform. So,
yes,
since
yes. It's my
yes,
pleasure also, Akansha.
yes, sir. So, since today we are going to talk about corporate law specifically. So, let's start. And I would be speaking with the understanding of corporate law itself. So, what is corporate law?
Yes. I always start with the same question to the students also, what is corporate law? Student, generally I get the peculiar answer whenever I ask why you are taking the corporate law. Some used to tell say it is the other's choice. I have no other choice. That's why I have taken this topic. Someone used to tell that, sir, everyone told me, senior told me this subject has a good prospect. When I asked, what is the prospect? They remain silent. So that's why I always used to tell, don't choose any top preference, choose any kind of expertise. Without you want to become the expert in this field, so you must have some expertise knowledge. So that's why you first know what is corporate law. Corporate law is a vast law. In our time, there is a subject. My specialization was in my university. That was the business law. Once it was the commercial law. Nowadays, it is told the corporate law. And law schools are very much obsessed with this corporate law. Corporate law has a several branch. Corporate what itself is coming from the jurisprudence of corporate B. If you see body corporate, it was defined in a company law. Corporate means body. And when this body has got the legal status, that is the jurisprudential approach. Nowhere, no, never, forever, any student go to this aspect of the corporate law. Everyone used to tell company and corporate both the same thing. Actually, this is the not. And that concept will be clarified only in the company law class, which is a compulsory subject. As per Bar Council rule, if you see, company law is a compulsory subject. So when you are somewhere company law 1, 3 years course is only one company law, or 5 years course you will find company law 1, company law 2. The concept is that what I want to tell that if your concept about a company law is clear, mainly the company law 1, when you are getting the idea what is company from the very beginning, 1600 and onwards, and when India, this law came, how Indian companies were regulated by the Indian law, and mainly after 1956, this law, when you will get the existence of a company, nowhere you will find a word corporate. Only the body corporate, 627 of the old law, you will find this provision is there. Corporate is the every wing of the corporate company law. If you see, whole company law is a subject, and this subject is divided in different parts when you are going for the expertise knowledge. Suppose first part, if you see, that is mainly the corporate finance. This is the how to get the finance. Your formation of capital, first chapter, then third fourth chapter is the formation of capital. Then you go for the shares, debentures. Then you get the public deposit and loan. These area, only these four chapters are consisting of the whole corporate finance. Now, if you see the meeting and the function of the managements or the board of directors, this is all the corporate governance. It is means segregated. It is divided in different compartments. And if you see that compromise, merger, amalgamation. This is the corporate restructuring. And none of the subject has come. It's a new subject. That is the corporate crimes. That is, it was nowhere there. Now it has become a one subject. And in the corporate, somewhere in the your master degree course, LLM, or somewhere in your LLB also, these corporate crimes are being taught. So same company law, it is a statutory provision you will get in a Companies Act. But when you are going for the further details in specialization, these companies, the every parts are being taught in different headings, different subjects. Somewhere again, if you see the banking and the your bankruptcy and or your this
Insolvency and bankruptcy
IBC
code.
code, yes, insolvency and bankruptcy code has come. This is also part of it. And on a further extension, you can find the Competition Act also. So
Yes.
I want to tell that if you want to get the corporate law as specialization, you must have the sound command with the Companies Act first. This is compulsory, and that time you have to decide where you go. And corporate law is very vast. If you see someone who is doing the specialization in IPR, ultimately they will IPR for the corporate people also. This is
True.
also a part of the corporate law. So now it is competition law has come also specialization. So ultimately this is for the part and parcel of the company law. In this way, if you see now the international trade law is coming, also this is multi nowadays there is no uh, private public companies, there is less public company, maximum is the multinational companies. So that's why international trade law is also becoming the one of the wider purview under the corporate law. So corporate law basically is the extension part of the company law and knowing the philosophy of the corporations, which mainly started from the US concept that when came in 1930s, the concept of the corporate system, which was developed mainly in the USA. But if you see the UK structure, we are following the Anglo-American structure mainly in this sector. So we comparatively, we simultaneously using the corporate as well as company both the start. This is the bird's idea about the corporate law.
Okay. So, please also discuss the scope of corporate law along with what are the current trends in this field.
Yes, yes. That's why I am telling that if you see, you cannot avoid the corporate law, the ambit of the corporate law. It's a enormous scope is there everywhere. If you see the student, everyone is telling that yes, I want to do the specialization in corporate law.
Hmm.
But some few days or few years later, I used to see that they are coming back either in academics or going for the any other profession. But question is that corporation, if you see the cases, if you see the appearance before the court of law, if you see the people who are representing the companies, that is a very, very rare. So that's why, and lots of firms are there. They are also basically firms they are doing with the some some kinds of your compliance things. They are doing the in-house works. So that's why when you are going for a farm internship during internship or during your placement, you used to go for the farms,
Yes.
farms and find out lots of things that they are doing in-house. But it has a applied part also. Before the quota, very little few person, very little few student, they are going for practically appearing before the court of law on the side of corporation. This is a theme. It's very recently I organized one seminar here in UPS where I am teaching nowadays. So I invited the National Corporate Law Appellate Tribunal acting chairman on that time, Justice Bhatt. So he was telling the same thing, but I realized that very little few students are coming from mainly National Company Law Appellate Tribunal. Cases are very much pending. If you see the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal has a three laws forum. Your insolvency bankruptcy code, that is the forum also there. And if you see competition law, competition commission, that forum is also appellate forum is also national, and company law also. So three sets of laws are there for them, but very little few students that means the research or freshers are going there. So cases are enormous, but numerous cases are there. The question is that they are not mentally set up for the appearing before the specialized appellate forum or the court of law for the company law. So that's why for applied field, the student must develop this. I mean, this is one of the I tell that everyone expecting the corporate law means very sophisticated uh, office room you will get. You have to go and you have to, this is not the corporate law. What firms are doing or what other officers and officers are doing, they are basically doing the appliance part. Means they are doing what is the compliance, what they should do, how the IPO
Due
is coming,
diligence. Yes.
due diligence,
Yes.
all of these scopes they are doing, but they are not going for the legal parts, means the adjudicated part.
Hmm.
That should be developed, and I think the time has come now. People should come this side also. where you get the first corporate law expert in this field. So scopes are there. Scopes are there. No new forums are coming. If you see, so many new forums are coming. So you cannot say scopes are not there, but students have to be equipped with such type of existing laws and their systems also.
Okay. So I think it's still not clear, especially to law students, that what exactly is the difference between a corporate lawyer and a litigation lawyer. So can you
Hmm.
explain that as well?
Yes, corporate. That I wanted to tell that exactly if you see that corporate litigant lawyer means corporate litigation, where the two parties are coming, they are appearing before the forum, adjudicated forum. It may be the tribunal, it may be the company law tribunal is there, then company law affiliate tribunal is there, then your Supreme Court is there. This is when you are appearing this thing. On that time, you are corporate litigators or corporate litigate lawyers. You are dealing with the litigation. Apart from that, the major part is the in-house. That is the one company is coming or one company is going to issue the your IPOs, initial public offer. They need a lots of formalities. They have to fulfill listing of the companies. Another part is that is the your security laws or the corporate finance. This part and where it has to list and so many your SEBI guidelines are there, ICDR guidelines, all of these things should be fulfilled. These parts are being kept or being maintained by several sets of lawyers. When they are doing such type of work, that is, they are also corporate lawyers, but they are not a litigant or litigation lawyer, or they are not appearing before the court of law. Without appearing before the court of law, they are also corporate lawyer. So that's why some are used to prefer to this maximum student. They used to prefer what I have seen, yeah, from practical experience. People they used to tell you you want to become a corporate lawyer, but basically they are going to the in-house job and they are staying for the. This is my personal observation, and I have seen that for a long period they are working and they are feeling bored and they are changing their job. So that's why, in a strict sense, if you tell that who are the corporate lawyer, I would tell those people who are appearing before the court of law, who are fighting, who are struggling, and who are arguing for behalf of the company. They are the actually real corporate lawyers. So that's why they are the litigant lawyer, and that those people you will find very less.
Yes.
Everyone used to think that we are corporate, I am practicing corporate, but if you will not say how to file the case. Once one Calcutta High Court lawyer told me that you will see that CPC on that time that old law was there. High Court has a jurisdiction also in the company matter. So very little few lawyer you will find who know that how the CPC is being followed, because CPC is not being taught in the school, Miss Law School very prominently, and in the practice also you must have the sound common over the this civil procedure. So those things are part and parcel to know the corporate law. Even I used to tell the administrative laws when I teach the administrators to their feeling board, sir, what is the interview? So I also used to tell if you don't have the sound common with the administrative law, you will not able to become a good corporate lawyer also. Because maximum regarding the corporate administration also. The rules, regulation, bylaws, all of these things, role of the regulatory authorities, what is the tribunal, the something tribunal. Reforms Act has been passed, the origin and development, if you want to know the tribunal, then you have to know the administrative law. So in this way, if you see the whole framework of the corporate law is based on in many subjects. It's not that just studying the companies at a particular. I know the corporate structuring. I'm very good in corporate governance. It doesn't mean that you know the corporate law better. It's a very wide. Nowadays, course this subject is being very vast. You see, lots of
Mm.
new forums are coming. Lots of companies are coming. There are 500 your Fortune 500 level companies are there. So
Mm.
scopes are enormous. This is the
Mm.
so many scopes are there. Studies would be very much focused. Studies would be there. Then you can get the success in your professional work. That I want to tell. What I have realized from my teaching career.
Yes, so very rightly explained. So, also please put some light on the key developments in corporate law, such as corporate social responsibility,
Mm.
shareholder activism, and
Mhm.
international corporate governance, etc.
If you see this company 2013 act was a very much breakthrough in
Mm.
this field. When this law came, there is lots of demands were there. We have seen that cross-border merger has come. We have seen that new concept of the corporate crimes. I will discuss corporate crimes later.
Mm.
So these things are coming. Those particular, not only that, you get new forums have come. That is a serious fraud investigation office,
Mm.
and as you told that corporate social responsibility, this is another part of your corporate means corporate governance. It was not there, but it has become a law also. Lots of research are going on in corporate social responsibility in the, some of our colleagues were also engaging corporate social responsibility as the PhD subject also, topic also. You are doing PhD, you can also understand
Yes, sir.
for the researchers how much it is important subject and doing the research in a new area. So academically, it is also a good subject. If you see that practically also for the corporate lawyers, if you see that now independent, how to become the independent after the Satyam scam, the concept of JJ Irani committee report was there regarding the insertion of the independent
Mm.
director. This concept has also come. So how for independent director is important for the company. That concept has also developed. So all of these are the areas which have given the new light in the field of. And if you see that at the time of collection of means which is known as corporate finance, means how the funds are being created on that time also after the experience from this Sahara scam or
Yes.
Sahara, this
Mm.
optionable, fully convertible debenture, and that concept of your private placement was also introduced. So new
Mm.
law has come, has brought a lots of new opportunities and the new avenues have been developed. So that's why all of these new changes is a good opportunity for the freshers as well as the new corporate professionals who are coming in this field that they can also develop this area. So
Mm.
nowadays, corporate law is, and I would tell that this is everything. Without corporate, means government is also doing the work in the corporate structure. If see air corporation, it is given to the Tata. It was the first. It was the means your one kind of corporation, public corporation, but
Public
it has
corporation.
become, but it has become now a corporate structure also. So in private structure, so in this way, at the time of disinvestment, when government is also privatizing all of its core areas, on that lots of scopes are coming. Now foreign players are coming, international players are coming, your private players are there coming, and apart from that, already existing government corporations are there. So opportunities are there. So you have to be very perfect and very to the point since you this 5 year law coaching also 5 year law training also. If you go for very focused purpose, then only you can cope with the your professional market immediately after completion of your 5 year course. I think so. So from the class also it's third year and the fourth year and the fifth year, your these 3 years or these three your semester, 6 semesters, you have to be very focused. And generally, students are not too much aware about this thing. They are also for the marks purpose. They used to study this when they are going for the internship. They are getting some experience, and when they go for the practically, they're feeling bored or they are unable to cope with the situation. So that's why practically you will find very little bit. I have seen so many my students. They were very much prosper. They are very much promising. But what happened due to their planning, due to their not too much acquired to a perfect timing, they have failed to get the success in the professional world. And they used to change their avenues or they are coming from the academics or huge number of students are coming to the back to the academics or they are going for the any other practical means any other service also rather than the practicing. Practice will not success will not come on an overnight, but one thing is that if you are duty bound, if you are focused and if you are very much regular in a particular subject, particular area.
Mm.
If you are specialist in this only for the merger and acquisition, if you are specialist only for the corporate crimes, you are specialized only for the fund system, fund manager, or this may your debenture, or only for your public deposit or loan sector, you can
Mm.
get the success. But you have to be very
Very
perfect and very
focused. Yes.
that is the purpose. So many avenues. Corporate governance is there, corporate finance is there, corporate restructuring is there, corporate crime is there. All of these specialized subject only on the company law. So that is the main fountainhead is the company law. So you must have a good command over the company law along with your CPC and your administrative law.
Yes,
That
yes.
is my perfect, my understanding, or this is the my perception, whatever I have seen in my experience and out of my teaching career.
Yes. Professor, if we talk about corporate structures, so can you put throw some light on LLC, limited liability companies, partnership, and sole proprietorship? So
Hmm.
basically, I want to know what is their respective advantages and disadvantages, basically.
This is the, if you see what the formation of the company, question was there, this big history is there. If you see the 500 years history of the in these companies,
Hmm.
or suppose 1600 first time that European countries there the formation of a company, mainly the UK. And if you see before the East India Company, there is a Dutch East India Company in the Netherlands. So first time joint stock company came. Before that, there was the structure of the your proprietorship, sole proprietorship business. Then it became a partnership, and company form of business was most successful one. A huge money you can draw on the capital. Till date, this is the most successful, and this is going on. Now, fund system has come without forming a company. If you see that's fund means your venture capital fund, or if you see crowd fund, all of these fund or angel fund, those funds are coming without means mainly after the Second World War. If you see fund system means after the development of the uh, international monetary fund, the fund system developed. But till date, companies form of means company form of business or corporate structure of the business is the highest form of business, is the largest form of business. Maximum businesses are going through this formation of company where shares are being collected, capitals are made, everything is capital. Though how capital will come? And capital will come from the public at large. So as much as you can issue the shares, public will subscribe the share automatically. Your company, your capital is in a large capital can be formed. This is the main purpose of the company. That's why company was very much successful. And time to time, when it public got the reluctance, become reluctant to subscribe the shares, these corporate experts used to develop several mechanisms. So
Hmm.
that's why if you see the debenture system came, or this convertible system came, or optional convertible system, time to time they develop. So in this way, or preference concept, those develop. So that is only on the basis of the ownership. So
Hmm.
company systems first. Then if you see that limited liability partnership, one of the concept of partnership was that unlimited liability. One partner was liable for the other. This concept was also introduced in the system of limited liability partnership, which was borrowed from the company law. Basically, one company shareholders is liable ultimately the amount of the share, 10
Share
rupees
they
share or
hold.
100.
Yes.
That is the purpose.
Yes.
That's why this concept was introduced to make the partnership more everything in the legal studies, everything is about the liability. Who will be under liability?
Hmm.
So company was good system because shareholders liability was up to the amount of the share, not more than that.
Hmm.
If I lose the share, how much I will lose? I will lose maximum my share amount, not more than that. And if I make the profit, I'll go the dividend, unlimited dividend. That was the beauty of the company system.
Hmm.
On the other side of your partnership, people used to suffer the partnership due to the loss or due to the wrong committed by other partners. So that's why this limited liability partnership also borrowed the concept of the from the company system in the partnership also, that after a certain limit they will be limited. Their liability should be limited. That is a limited liability partnership. So that's why it is the mainly the regarding the responsibility, liability. So no one can bear the more liability. Everyone want to get the right the fruit, but no one can take the responsibility. So that's
Hmm.
why how to reduce the responsibility, how to attract people to invest. Because this is the object of the state also, just to invest. Means maximum 80 to 90% economy of the country dependent on the capital market or this share market.
Hmm.
So that's why this is the object of the state, just to promote and provide a clear and transparent corporate law also. So public means what the investor at large, they should get the interest to invest the money. If they know the law is sufficient, law is through this proper law, my money is secure,
Hmm.
then they will invest automatically. Investment will increase.
Hmm.
That is the purpose. You see, Invest India government is also promoting the
Yes.
investment. The investment is main thing. No? So in this way, if law there is proper law and order, it will encourage the investor for the investment purpose. So that is the main purpose. Laws are being framed time to time just to
Hmm.
make it more appropriate, and investor protection should be there. So So that's why there are a limited liability partnership. There is the company liability partnership, or
Sole
suppose
proprietorship. Sole
so
proprietorship.
proprietorship nowadays is become very obsolete,
Hmm.
and this is the only law. There is no separate law is there. But
Hmm.
question is that everyone is forming the company either doing the business either company form or private limited company. And another
Hmm.
term you have told that is a one man company also. This is
Yeah,
another
one
concept.
person company.
And this
Yes.
is also concept just to give the means company structure to any kind of small companies. That is also the new outcome of your 2013 law. It has also given the status to the small companies where only one person company is there, just to give the legal structure, company structure to that small company. And
Hmm.
apart from that, you will get the limit, and that is the company without any profit. Non-profit companies are
Hmm.
also there. That is mainly for the charitable purpose.
Hmm.
Section 25 of the old companies law.
Hmm.
So that is the main purpose. So companies are means everywhere. You cannot avoid the existence of a company form of business, or even non-profitable businesses are also going on. Construction is also going on in a company form.
Yes. So you recently mentioned about corporate frauds, corporate crimes. So can you discuss some recent examples of corporate law cases
Mm.
and the
Mm.
lessons that can be learned from them?
That's why I'm telling that if you see one subject has developed, that is the corporate crimes.
Hmm.
It will be that nowadays it has become, and not nowadays, for the last means 1 decade. If you see, this is the it has become one subject, corporate crime. Before that, it was a white collar crime and socio-economic crime. Now lots of scams are going on. If you see the Indian experience, India has a lots of experience of the cor- cor- corporate
Hmm.
scams which are mainly developed by the companies or in the name of the companies. So this is a specifically corporate scam. If you see that since beginning, if you see since immediately after independence, there is a Harvilas Mundra scam was there.
Hmm.
After this scam, your LIC means life insurance company corporation was nationalized. And afterwards, if you see time to time, 90s or before the 60s, there was a Sanchita scam. And
Yes.
after that Sanchita scam, there was a question came whether people are not going to the bank. So that's why James Raj Committee was there. Non-banking financial corporations were developed, and banking sector has given the more power. People should go to the bank and not they should invest in other areas. This is the then there was also overland scam was there, and that is also given the lesson. And afterwards, if you see saving certificate scams were there, so saving certificates are also regularized. In this way, laws are being developed. If you see 90s full of scam, 90s first half, if you see vanishing companies were there. So just to prevent the vanishing companies, 169 clause 3, subsection 3 was inserted in the old law to the 2000 amendment. That was just to means those companies what they used to do. They used to issue the get the certificate of incorporation, but they never go for the certificate of commencement of the business. They used to collect their capital from the share market, and they used to vanish. So that's why that was known as the vanishing companies. During those periods, it was very famous and very means important on that time. So
Hmm.
laws were changed on that time. Very later laws were changed. 90s were also famous for the plantation companies. For the name of the plantation business, they used to collect the money, and they told Anubhav group of them till this is the subject. Anubhav group was there in Chennai, Madras. On that time, they developed this concept that people will invest and they will give the sapling, and plant will come. And out of this plant, they will so planting whether it is coming. Not only that, they also given the tax benefit also because plantation is coming under the purview of the agricultural business. So agriculture is exempted from the income tax. In
Hmm.
this way, they have shown this thing. But plantation business also this was a scam, and that's why SEBI in 1999 SEBI introduced this concept of your collective investment scheme (CIS) scheme. That was also one kind of limitation. Immediately after the Hostedwaiter scam, 1992 SEBI is another very much important, is one of the milestone in the field of Indian corporate law. That is the introduction of the SEBI or coming on the SEBI. If you see 90s, 92, 93, 94, this subject corporate finance or corporate security law, this subject got the dimension. There is Security Contract Regulation Act. it was there, but it has no such type of importance. But after the establishment of the SEBI, one regulatory authority was first time established. So people got the interest, and this subject developed. It has become a subject of law, and corporate law got a dimension that yes, new subject has come, which will develop, which will. So these are the histories. If you see, the subject got its identity through the several scams. So
Several
now, if you
scams.
say, so scams has given, and if you see nowadays, recently, if you see Sahara, what they did, they have done one kind of scam also in the name of using the loopholes of the maybe 1956 companies law. That is the optionable convertible debenture
Hmm.
they issue. Not only that, that they told everything is the private placement. So private placement should be how much, how limit, that was not how. The 2013 law, one of the major purpose was that just to limit the this concept of the private placement, which has been limited, 50 to now 200 persons, you can go for the private placement. This is the placement. Or suppose you see the example of the Satyam Ravalino Raju Satyam scam. That was also another dimension that gave the concept of this independent directors and
Hmm.
audit system. Or
Hmm.
what Satyam used to show, they used to show the fabricated audit report. That was another problem in the field of mm, is this state responsibility, because there was a third party audit. In spite of that, there is unwilling nexus between the directors and the uh, auditors. So
Hmm.
that's why one reporting national reporting system was introduced, audit reporting system was introduced, as well as independent director. In the board, there must be an independent director who will not get the salary from the,
Hmm.
but they are the real representative of the means shareholders. So in this way, new problem come. So that's why new law
No,
introduced. So
introduced.
so that's why if you see the scams and lots of these all of these problems have created a new convenience, new stories, new guidelines, new rules, new regulation, which have developed this subject, the place and blood to put this skeleton companies act. If you see, so those are this flesh and blood which has made this subject one whole sufficient and wholehearted subject, what full-fledged subject. So that's why scams are, and that's what I told also. This, if you see all these scams, India is very means we got the idea from the other countries, mainly the UK or USA. So in our
Hmm.
research, always there is the UK, USA.
Yes,
But if
yes.
you see this concept of corporate crime, that is also already developed concept in the UK also. They already made the Bribery Act 2006. They also introduced question of this financial fraud concept
Hmm.
already there. And not only that, if you see the Companies Act 2013 has introduced the consumer fraud for a long period. Before this 2013, the fraud was only the domain of the your contract law. This was a civil law, but fraud, criminal fraud concept or corporate fraud concept came. 447, section 447 of the Companies Act 2013. If you see, corporate fraud was introduced. So this is also the outcome. It's already England, there was a law, Frauds Act 2006. They also introduced. So they already done this thing. So if you see in England, there is a established subject in the UK, that is the corporate crimes, which has not got a proper say right now in India. But in spite of that, as an academic, you as an academic practitioners, we used to study this subject. But if you see, day has come, I think time has come. Now people may study this subject as a specialized. Means you made a specialized in corporate. As you used to say that I am expert, I am doing the only NDPS case, or I am doing only the murder trial. The same way, the lawyers should come, they should tell that we are doing the only the corporate crime cases. We are dealing with such type of cases which are only related to corporate crime. It was a very hard development. If you
Yes,
see,
yes.
there is a case of the law account handle in 1916. In this court, they gave House of Lords are given the idea of the corporate crimes. Then very later in 72 Tesco supermarket case, where your Lord Denning has given the concept of the corporate crimes. And in
Hmm.
India, that concept came to the 2013 law. But nowadays, if you see, this present government is very much uh, reluctant to, they are very much interested to make the law more investor friendly. So lots of corporate law provisions and corporate crime provisions have been amended, and to this your latest amendment, 2018 amendment. So
Hmm.
that's why you see those has been somehow those have been modified. But in spite of the essence of corporate crime is still alive in the company's law. So this is
Hmm.
the another important subject has developed, and we have to cherish this subject, and students who study this subject to become the corporate criminal practitioners in this sense. So this will bring some prosperity in our corporate sector. People should become more aware and vigilant, and I think it
Yes.
will help to develop the economic condition of the country also.
Yeah. So since you talked about vigilance and corporate crime, so what do you think the role of lawyers and legal professionals evolving in corporate world, and what key skills and qualities do you think that are essential for success in the field with respect to a corporate law student?
Yes, of course, they have the whole response to the subject. We do study the subject only on the academic standpoint, but who are the maker of the subject? Who are the developer? We study the case laws now. We study the precedent. We
Hmm.
study the various legislative development. So
Hmm.
who are making the legislation? Who are making the cases? Who are developing the case law system? So if you see, so all of these are the corporate development. So mainly this is the role of the these lawyers. They are developing this subject. So they have the sole and whole responsibility to develop this subject, and they have to take the responsibility. If you see, um, just I have told this, Lord Denning has given a concept of corporate crime first time, or if you see that's white collar crime. Sutherland has given a concept of the white collar crime. In this way, if you see, lawyer has the all the lawyers, they have
Hmm.
the very, very responsible role for developing and to keep the intact the essence of the corporate law, not for the money making purpose. You have to establish a smooth functioning and the appropriate system which will develop the corporate structure, corporate betterment in the country. Nowadays, it is told I work for the some few days for the ministry, as you have mentioned, Ministry of your Law and Justice, where
Hmm.
they were vested for the job of the ease of doing. World Bank is making the ranking of ease of doing business. They are
Hmm.
making the world ranking. So India rank was very, very means bottom
In the
level,
yes.
very poor. So because why now people are not investing, those outsider means foreigners are not investing in India, because India one of the main reason was their contracting contract. That is if you there is a litigation, it used to take the very long time. The minimum average time is a 10 to 15 years just to resolve any monetary dispute or any kind of civil cases in India, which is very less in the other countries. Not only that, their arbitration method, their mediation methods are also
Yes,
helpful to resolve the dispute. So India has already international level. India has a bad reputation for the investment purpose,
yes, sir.
because their cases used to take a very long time just to settle the dispute. First,
Hmm.
second thing is our mediation bill is pending. It has been withdrawn again. It will be placed very soon. It will pass. But if you see the Companies Act, also mediation chapter is introduced. If
Hmm.
you see new your com, consumer law Consumer Act 2019, where mediation chapter has been introduced. If you see
Introduced.
Commercial Courts Act, there's a mediation chapter on your pre-mediation, means pre-litigation mediation, or and before going for the after litigation, there is a mediation. Look at all is already there. So
Yes.
lots of scopes are there, lots of
So
systems have
scopes
been
are
developed.
there, but if we talk about international commercial arbitration, so if we go back in 2018, so the parties in Singapore arbitration platform, there were around 193 parties, and out of 193 parties, around 88 to 90 parties were Indian parties. Why they go only to Singapore arbitration center or UK arbitration center? Why not India?
That's question. I told you that, no, I organized one seminar here. Justice Bhatt came. He told us Singapore is one city actually. Singapore is one city. It has become the one country also, and it has become the arbitration hub, because we have failed to develop our legal system, or at least our judicial system is not too much means trustworthy, that people are not coming here. They better going for them. It's all the centers. Recently,
Hmm.
Delhi Arbitration Center has been developed. Hope
Hmm.
it will become the one of the successful. But till it's in London Arbitration Center, they are going for the Singapore Arbitration Center,
Hmm.
in Dubai they are going to.
Yes.
That is the practice. Till the Indian
Paris.
in
Yes.
Indian
Yes.
judicial system, Indian legal system has failed to given any kind of uh, euphoria, or you may say any kind of interest among the investors or among the businessmen throughout the world about its legal system, or if your
Hmm.
judicial system is so
Yes.
appropriate or up to date. So that is the one of the dark side of
Hmm.
development of our corporate law also. So that's why these indirectly these laws are coming, and I think this is a good initiative that mediation has introduced in the company law. So you can go for the mediation panel also directly. Itself, company law has given the provision of the mediation. Apart from that, when mediation laws will come, on that time, it is arbitration has become very means now old fashioned, or
Hmm.
conciliation has also become outdated. Now mediation is everywhere right now. If you see, so
Hmm.
mediation and no means no middle person will be there. They will mediate
Yes.
themselves, and it will helpful for the ease of doing business also. And that is
Hmm.
another suggestion from the World Bank also, that if you make the your means the system more in the means investor friendly, then you will get, obviously you get the investment, good investment. So that is
Yes.
another kind of litigation should not be for a long period. Litigation for the easy results should be there. So who
Yes.
will invest? And your banking insolvency bankruptcy code has also come. So this is also on the, but another problem of this bankruptcy code is not up to date of the new institutional model. That is another
Hmm.
problem, and
Hmm.
another debate is going on. So this is not up to date. So anyway, so any India's laws are very much outdated to cope with the situation of the international market. So that's why we are running very far. But in spite of that, we have to bridge the gap, and we have to make this more up to date. And some equations are going on, some developments are going on, and present company law is very much helpful to resolve the issue. Apart from that, we have to also develop this corporate practice. Students should get the more interest in the corporate.
Yes.
They should not study the corporate law for the sake of their degree, for
Degree.
sake
Yes.
of their diploma. They must take it as a professional law. It's a professional course, and that mentality must be there. And I also believe these our courses are not too much practical oriented. This is another, of course, it's the bad side of our legal academics also. So mediations are not, now. It is so many seminars are going on now. Mediation, like the moot court mediations programs are also going on. It
Hmm.
will also develop a mediation
Hmm.
ecosystem of this country.
Hmm.
So question is that we have to be very fast. We have to be very up to date. We have to be very at for international standard.
Yes. Yes.
That is the purpose. So that's why you will become the good corporate lawyer when you think about the means local pro. You solve the local problem,
Hmm.
apply the global principle. That is a local. So
Hmm.
that's why you must become a good corporate lawyer when you are applying all of these things, and you are aware about what is going on in the other countries and surroundings.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
the thing.
So now let's come to corporate governance. As we know that it is a system by which companies are directed and controlled. Board of directors are responsible for governance of their companies, and shareholders' role in governance to appoint directors and auditors and to satisfy themselves that an appropriate governance structure is in place. So why is it important for companies to have a strong governance practice in place? And what are the key principles of good corporate governance?
Yes, yes. Actually, this corporate governance, I used to tell in this manner in the class, corporate while law cannot teach you, your ethics will come.
Hmm.
So that's why corporate governance is the, suppose you have made the company's law act, you have made the company's act, you have made the SEBI regulation, you have given the so many responsibilities, every means listing agreement, everything, corporate finance, corporate security laws, and your, but what is going on inside the boardroom, that is beyond the control. So law, once your Martin Luther King Jr. told that law cannot change the human heart. Law prevent the heartless people. So you cannot make, by the making of the law, you cannot make the people honest. That is another thing. Not only the duty bound also. If you see, you are making the too much stringent law, but scams are going on, scandals are going on. siphons of the monies are going on. So everything is going on. So law is not the remedy. So you need some better governance also. You have to adapt some code. You have to
Hmm.
adapt some code of conduct also. So every profession has some ethics, ethical principle. Professional ethics. Doctors, they used to take the oath, Hippocratic oath. If you see nurses, they go for the means your Florence Nightingale oath they used to take. So in this way, lawyers they have to take some oath also. In the same way, when you are the corporate managers, when you are the directors, you have some responsibility towards the. So that's why so many corporate governance theories are there. The agency theory, organic theory, or some stakeholders theory. Those theories are there,
Hmm.
which are basically telling the one thing, that is the transparency and disclosure. As you have told, that company system, they are dealing with the monies of the public
Hmm.
at large, public company. So you have the responsibility for the public also. You may be the director, you are doing the boardroom meeting inside the company, but
Insider
in
trading, so
so many insider trading,
yes.
so many issues are there. That is
Yeah.
the insider trading that must be regulated, or the
Hmm.
corporate social responsibility is there,
Hmm.
women director is there, independent director is there. So many things are there. How to make the corporate boardroom more transparent, more means clear, crystal clear, and more. There should not be any opaque. Opaqueness should not be there among the investors and the directors. So they are the real um, directors are the real manager of the company, whereas shareholders are the original investors of the company. So
Hmm.
the better governance will bring the better corporation, better economic condition. So it will bring the trust over the investor. If you see the fountainhead of this corporate governance starts from your Cadbury Committee report that 1992. That was the London Stock Exchange established one company. There was a reluctance among the investor towards the investment because certain scams has created one kind of means gap, vacuum, or in the mind of the investors. So question has come that how to create the interest. So when you are telling that yes, this is the helpful, this we are means duty bound. Companies also duty bound, or directors are also duty bound. They have a responsibility to protect the investor money. So that's why this is the code has been developed.
Hmm.
After that, these codes, you have to adapt some policies also
Hmm.
for the better corporate governance. It has become a subject also. If you
Hmm.
see, there is a listing obligation, listing agreement, and disclosure obligations are there. Sorry, listing obligation and disclosure requirement. SEBI
Hmm.
regulation is there.
Hmm.
2015 load this whole time. So this load are helpful for the. Yes,
Hmm.
this is the one step. Apart from that, this is basically about the ethics,
Yes.
corporate ethics, and ethics must be there.
Hmm.
And category committee, if you see in India already, there is an arm. First was the your Birla committee, Kumarmangam Birla committee report. Then if it's an Naran Krishnamurthy committee report, Naresh Chandra committee report,
Hmm.
and recently you have the Kota committee report.
Hmm.
That all of telling of a better corporate governance in India. Apart from the RBI has its own banking sector. For banking sector, they have the own corporate governance. For your insurance sector, they have their own corporate governance. Internationally, corporate governance is taken very serious care. OECD is there. OECD has their own guidelines about their member countries. India is becoming party to the OECD. So that's why G20 is going on. So you have seen that how much internationally you have to care about the corporate governance to get
Hmm.
the success in the international level also. If your country's companies, corporations are not good, if you are not maintaining any corporate code or governance code, then
Hmm.
it will also you will lose the status in the international market also. People will not
Hmm.
see you with a good care. If your family is not disciplined, if your classroom is not well disciplined, then other will not respect you. The same way, if your country's law is not so much disciplined, no more systematic, then the investor will not come. Others will not take you the responsibility. And now everything is international market, international trade, international economics. So corporate governance is the international responsibility as well as the betterment of the your corporate culture, as well
Yes.
as that it will bring the faith of the investors and the shareholders towards the company.
Yes. So there are also certain governance issues such as shareholder rights, directors' duties, and conflicts of interest. So how these kind of issues, governance issues, how these issues could be resolved?
And these issues, if you see, this new company law has given the responsibility of the class action litigation. This is
Hmm.
another great thing in 2013 law. If you see, there are this minority majority rule already was there. So shareholders, they always got the very insecure about to how to do their get the money back. Not only that, they had a very little to say. So this is the already one of the problematic area of the company law.
Hmm.
There's one single shareholders or suppose small shareholder, they are the very less responsible. So that law has been legally it has been developed, practically may not be so much when it has become so much beneficiary for the investor. But in spite of that, the small investor, if you see, law has become very much means up to date or the, you may say self-sufficient to deal with this matter. Means class action litigation, one option is there, one scope is given
Hmm.
for the small investor. Apart from that, if you see the public deposit chapter, if you see section 73, 7 to 76A, this public deposit was another problematic area. If you see, the law commission report was there on this matter, the rights of the investor, small investors. There were it was very much last time it was if you see 2000, section 58A and 58A were inserted later through the amendment in 1988. That problem was little bit legal. If you see, yes, if you see the within a framework of the company law, it
Hmm.
has been structured in this way. Some existing problems of the company system that were developed through the new legal system.
Hmm.
And apart from that, if what you are telling that state responsibility also,
Hmm.
state has a responsibility, no doubt. If you bring the good law, it will develop good legal system, and automatically it will be helpful for the investors and the whole nation also, because economy is totally dependent on the share market, how much
Yes.
your monies are being circulated.
Yes.
So no doubt states should make the good law and up to date law, which will must take into consideration. Our judiciary is very much vigilant in this matter also. They time
Hmm.
to time they have given us so many powerful judgments, and continuous these judgments has helped us shape
Yes.
the whole corporate law in this country.
Yes. So now let's move towards the interest of corporate law students or students who want to specialize in corporate law, because you have been in this field of academia from past 20 years. So what advice would you give to someone who is considering a career in corporate law, and what are some of the key skills and traits that are essential for success in this field?
Yes, yes. I started from the same thing. No? I started with the same material, everything. My whole life was dedicated to as a student. I have been teaching with the student, all not teaching. Only they should become the corporate specialized. That is the main purpose. The question is that my single trick is that if you want to become a good corporate lawyer, you must be champion of your company law from very beginning. First, company law is these four walls of the four corners of the company law is everything. If you see from the company law, this corporate governance is coming, corporate finance is coming, for the merger and acquisition is coming, corporate restructure is coming, everything is coming from this field. So that's why if you see this subject, you cannot avoid. So as a student, during a student life, you must have the mastery, you must develop this. This is my simple advice is that on a very first day, whenever you have got the company law, the subject from the first section to the last section, or first concept to the last concept, you must have the sound comment, you must develop, you must keep it tip of your tongue first.
Mhm.
Second thing is coming, you should choose such type of internship program, you should go for such type of form. If you want to become the litigant lawyer, then you must choose such type of lawyer who are or such type of firm who are dealing with the corporate law.
Hmm.
Every student know where you know I was in internship. How was your internship? No, it's not successful, sir. It's not good. Online internship. One program was organized by the Indian National Bar Association.
Hmm.
26 November. I participated there, and they called me for the benefits of the online internship and means your offline internship. I don't know how online internship is going on. In the classes are going on online, and if you take the internship also online, then only for the students are also attending the two internship doing at the same time online,
Yes,
three interns at the same time. So
correct.
this I practically I think it's how can it possible? Internship means you must
That is,
learn
they are
something
preferring
practically.
quality, quantity over quality.
College. So that's why, that's why you are getting degree after degree, you have the CV value, you CV value. But you cannot stand before the court of law. You cannot fight, don't know how to find one single writ petition, what to how to make the contract. So
Hmm.
these are nothing. Must thing is that you must have some practical experience. You must know how many files are there, how many courts are there, what is the jurisdiction of the court. If I ask that if you want to file this case, where should you file the case? You are not aware of this thing. What is the jurisdiction, forum? That at least you must aware. During the student, so my simple advice is that if you want to become, or first choose your specialization from very beginning. You should not have any kind of confusion
Hmm.
about your specialization. When
Hmm.
you have chosen your specialization in corporate law, so this is your baby. You have to look up. No, sir, I have taken this subject. I had no other option. That's why I have taken the corporate law. What to say? My senior told my father, A was there, Jim was there.
Hmm.
So this is not, it will not helpful for you. If you like it, if you love it, if you can justify it, then
Yes,
it is meaningful. Otherwise,
correct.
such type
Correct.
of specialization is just for the ornamentation, for the sake of specialization you are doing. Your bar council is giving you the one honors degree. I used to take the corporate finance, corporate governance. I am taking the 8 now class. Student are not coming. I asked him why
Hmm.
you are not coming. Sir, I am doing the internship. What internship you are doing? This is what thing is going on. That type of thing is not neither you are going for the internship nor you are getting the classroom lecture.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
that's why you gain some theoretical knowledge and you please apply that theoretical knowledge during
Hmm.
your
With
internship
practical aspects, yes.
practical approach. Then you will become a good lawyer. Then you will, this 5 year course will mold you in such a manner. So my simple advice is that be very much focused, be very much perfect
Yes.
on your own study. You at least know what is your subject. That's enough for your
So you
success.
have correctly stated that, but I also think that even after obtaining a specialization in corporate law, law students are still absolutely lost in terms of how to pursue their career in this field. So is it the fault of curriculum according to which they are being taught, or like if it is so, then uh, how can we actually work on it on it to better it basically?
No, no doubt. If you see academically, if you ask me, being a student of the law, being the teacher of the law, I must say defect is there in our curriculum setting also, in
Okay.
our syllabus also, no doubt. But at the same time, you have to also be careful. Student, each and every student, each and every guardian, they must be careful that whether your student is going in the right track or not. This is the most important thing. Curriculum defect, I would tell that subject is not much too much practical oriented. If you
Hmm.
see in our time when people like me who have studied in the traditional system, when I studied on during the 2000 on that time, uh, competition law came into existence, but our university used to teach the MRTP Act till then. So this such type of syllabus has not been replaced or changed according to the present law. That is another defect. But nowadays these things are very rare. That does not happen. In spite of that, if syllabus has been updated, a syllabus has been made too much perfect. In spite of that, teaching must be very much practical oriented also.
Correct.
Suppose right now mediation teaching is going on. We are teaching moot court, but we are not teaching the how to mediation used to happen. Mediation has become one of the compulsory part nowadays. So that's why now the mediation programs are going on. Mediation competitions are going on also. So that's why I'm telling now what I am telling from the very beginning. I have been telling that you be aware about your own path. Yes, Lord Buddha told that Attadipo Bhava, that you must know your own path. No one can judge you better than you. That you
Correct.
have to do. You are the 18 plus student, 18 or plus student. You have admitted in a professional course. You know what is lawyering. You know what is going on in the market. You please do. If you are not attending classes and in the name of the internship, you are just going roaming around the course and roaming around the farms or the litigant office. So those are not means. Means that's why you're not getting the perfection in your professional uh, endeavor. So that's why you have to be very to the point, very focused, and very much limited. Also, don't go for the this vast thing. They used to tell the very big thing, this thing, that thing. We'll go outside. We'll do this thing. But
Hmm.
exactly what is your business law? What is your company? Have you gone through your company's act? Have you gone through your this CPC? Do you know where the corporate cases are being instituted? Do you know how many types of forums are there? Do you know where
Hmm.
the apex should lie?
Hmm.
This is the how the winding up process is going. This very foundational subject, foundational
Correct.
platform. If you know, then you can do everything. Then sky is your limit. That you must know. Being a student, no one is expecting any sun and moon from you.
Yes.
Everyone is expecting that being a student of law, or 5 year past student of BLLB, BBLLB, you
Yeah.
must have the adequate knowledge about the subject. That is only you can acquire during your classroom and during your proper internship.
Okay. So, and also, whether a specialization degree in corporate law obtained from foreign universities gives better career perspective in comparison to degree obtained from India. Is it better to obtain a
Yes,
degree from
now,
foreign universities?
now Anand, I did not uh, want to discuss this issue, but in spite of that, now another fashion has come, the foreign education. And if you go for the 8 month training for the outside and all of this thing, lots of corporate people are coming from the outside also. It's good, no doubt. It will give you a big exposure if you go to the English um, university in England. They will give you the proper education. I am telling you, there is a Gawar and Davis book is there. Gawar, Professor Gawar is there. One of my student, he going to Oxford. And he told you, no, sir. He told me, you taught me entire life from the Gawar book. Now Gawar is teaching us. So this is a direct. So that type of satisfaction you get from the foreign education. You may get such type of means. By chance, he was from Oxford and he got the means chance to study in Oxford. But apart from that, I don't think that this foreign education, if you see Nani Palkibula, one of the renowned, means he was the father of the champion of the courtroom genius, he is told. So he was not any foreign, he did not have any kind of foreign qualification. So foreign degree is helpful, no doubt. This is a good education, they have a good academic structure, no doubt. But corporate law, you will become a good corporate law when you will bring the degree from the foreign. So lots of foreign degree holders, if you see how many of them are going to the court, I don't know. They are
Mm.
coming back, they are going to the teaching again, they are opening the farm. So that's why if you see, this is no, there is no hard and fast rule that if you get the degree, but no doubt higher education is good, no doubt. If you study in Ivy League university, it's helpful for your exposure, for your betterment of knowledge, but you can become the successful studying in a very normal, means our Indian education system, and you can do the excel in your old field only
Yes.
on the basis of your dedication and on the
Mm.
basis of your hard work.
Yes, you have very correctly stated that how a law student can prepare himself for a career in corporate law. As you said that the student should have relevant skills and knowledge and should put himself into hard work throughout his 5 years of college and even during his masters, be it from Indian university or foreign university. And I think also networking with industry professionals will be, I think, result of internships also. If you start
When you are
internship,
taking a leave, when you are taking a leave from the class, when you are not coming to class, or suppose when you are getting a semester leave, you are going outside, you better utilizing, maximum utilizing.
yes,
I'm not telling that means that in lieu of class you should go for the intern, but when you are going for the internship, you choose the better
exactly.
internship. Exact perfect. You are going for the NGO and you want to do the corporate law practice. You are going for the internship for the means criminal law firm, but you
Hmm.
want to do this is the mismatch. Such type of mismatch will not helpful. I think so. This is very general perception. So you have to be very perfect. You have to be very much professional. You have to think carefully
Hmm.
during your student life only. Then you can become the professional. That I want to tell. You go for the internship, of course, but that must be the useful. When I ask, what have you learned from internship? Have you gone through this? Have you learned this thing? Do you know what a case is? No, sir. No, we are just typing because I have seen what they used to do. So you utilize this thing. Your time must be. Time means everything. Time is money. So you have to use when you're taking a 1 month leave, when you're not coming attending the classes. So you should better utilize this time for the proper internship,
Hmm.
perfect internship, to the point internship. That's I want to tell.
We actually really got so much to learn from today's session, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your time, expertise, and insight with us. And we are grateful for the opportunity to learn from you. And we hope that our viewers have gained a deeper understanding and appreciation of the complexities of corporate law. Thank you so much, sir, for giving time.
Thank you, Akansha. All the best for all of your viewers. I
Thank you,
wish
sir.
all the best to all of
And to our viewers, I hope you found the discussion informative and engaging. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel LegalStix for more such content. And as always, thank you for your support.